would say so. I think we've been doing a lot more individual drills, kind of self-oriented, just being able to go out there and throw maybe 3-4 times out of the week instead of once or twice. Doing individual drills almost every day, getting all those guys out. I think we held a lot of guys responsible for being on time, just being there, and just on our days off, we still came out and we did routes and we threw the ball a few times with the skill guys, defensive linemen came out, did drills. Offensive line was out there, center snapping. I think all off season we made it a purpose of, we want to work out every single day of the week, even if the coaches can't be out there on certain days. We're still gonna be out there on our own, and I think we had a lot of guys step up and hold their group accountable for those actions.
What emphasis did you guys put on finishing games? You had so many close ones last year. You didn't win.
Honestly, we just think it all starts off with the off season. It's how you finish out your workouts. It may be times where we may run first and lift after. Just being able to, take everything that you do and have it as being one, like, I guess, you work hard on everything you do. You don't take a rep off. We held everyone responsible for their jobs. That's how it is in football. You worry about your job. You worry about what you do. When you do that and all 11 guys on the field are doing that, then you won't go wrong. So I think that just being able to have those guys have that sense of urgency throughout the off season, being able to compete not only on the field but in the weight room, having them little competitions up in the experiment lab and having those guys see how it is to compete versus each other kind of shows our work ethic throughout the season.
There's no easy way to transition from last week to the football part of it, but Mike said last Sunday that you said some really good things to the team. What do you want to get across to the guys as you try to go into the football part of it, I guess?
We still got to stay on the same course. I know Sam will want us to be on the same course. Last week was kind of a rough week for not only myself but the team. But we got to make sure that we take it on the right way of, handling this situation. We got to play like he was here, and he would want us to do that. And it's unfortunate that it happened, but we got to make sure that we stay together as a team. I think it unified our team a little bit more, kept us stronger going to this fall. I think that, it's a lot of guys that they're looking forward to the season. Definitely a senior class that came in with Fossey, and just being able to get out there and play for him.
Tommy, talk about your receivers. This is maybe one of the most talented group that's come through here. How good are they?
They're real good. I wouldn't say that, they're maybe one of the talented. I think they're the most talented group that we've had. Well, I've had since I've been here. Those guys make it easier for me, make it easier for the running backs. When those guys are on point and, they're locked in, you can tell that it's a big difference. They give defenses trouble, and it's going to help us a lot this season coming up. Just being able to have all those guys healthy and being able to come out here and, do what they do best. And, they're not just a bunch of guys that go out there and catch and that's it. They can be blockers. They zip down here and there, and they knock out linebackers and they knock out safeties and things like that. So, we're going to take it the right way of, just hearing about the new cut rules and things like that. Got to make sure that those guys are on par with that. But as a group, I think they're the most talented group to come in Nebraska. So, I'm looking forward to working my last year with those guys, and I know they're looking forward to coming into the season.
Personnel missed most of last year. He's going to try to work his way back in, obviously. What do you think he's going to have to do to
Honestly, it's just he just got trust in himself. Keep working how he's been working. You know, have the right mindset. Don't get yourself down because you know when you have things like that happen, injuries, you got to work yourself in. You just can't jump in there. And I think fall camp is going to kind of help him a lot by just getting over that hill of overcoming an injury. And I think that's all it takes. You know, those guys rotate here and there, and being able to see how talented this group is, you know, he adds a huge boost to it.
Take one more Tommy in here, and then hey,
Tell
Tommy,
me, talk
this
about
is
the
our
fan
senior.
day tonight. This is your last one, so what's this fan day mean to you tonight?
It means a lot. You know, the last 4 years I've done it. You know, it's just an incredible feeling just being able to go out there and you know do what we do best, and that's just you know be there for the fans. It's actually a day for them. It's not you know every Saturday going to the season. It's all about you know the Husker football team and going out there and winning games. But I think fan day is all about just being there for the fans and being able to go out there and sign autographs and you know see the smiles on their faces. So I'm looking forward to it for my last time.
Tommy, this is your last go around. Obviously, are you a nostalgic guy, or do you, I mean, there's obviously a sense of urgency to make it happen this year. You think about that?
Think about it a little bit. You know, as a whole unit, I think that you know that drives each and every one of us to look forward to going to the season. Definitely having so many seniors this year. We always preach about doing it the right way, going out the right way. So you know, we're looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it myself. Like I said before, if you do your job and trusting your teammates to do theirs, then you know you wouldn't have any regrets. So you know, I'm worried about you know going out there each and every Saturday, knowing as much as I can, preparing as much as I can, and just being on the same page with all my coaches and you know my teammates. And then you know if I do my job and they're doing their jobs, then you know we're gonna have a heck of a season.